listeners. How are you doing? Everyone enjoyed the music. It's about Ukrainian artillery. They are mostly singing about Ukrainian artillery crushing Russians. Like, тут раптом їбануло і здригнулася земля. Suddenly, something... Їбануло is something like... It could be translated like fucking hit. Yeah, fucking hit. It's something suddenly fucking hit. The ground shaked, and there's no more Moscal. Very, very funny song, and very positive, you know. And I think it was pretty appropriate for today, since we have some spirit-lifting news lately for the last few days from Kursk Oblast. Of course, this time it's amazing that it was sudden. No one knew that counteroffensive, that liberation is coming. So it's even more encouraging. It's not like with that counteroffensive in 2023, when it was constantly repeated about or off, you know, this is why it was not successful, because there was no effect of sudden strike. This time, it is here. This time, everything's going pretty amazing. And Andres Lech, once again, thank you for that triangle emoji with a Kursk beneath of it. So Kursk People's Republic is gonna be rising from nowhere, from Russian Empire, basically, which is nowhere, you know. So yeah. Anyway, this song is performed by Pyryatin. And Pyryatin is a Ukrainian band who actually made this song in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. So it was still during the first stage of Russian invasion in Ukraine, during, you know, the Donbass and Luhansk only oblasts having the war. So they actually... I don't know, they've already been feeling it back then, you know, not like many Ukrainians. And Ukraine on front page of paper here in Minneapolis a few days this week. This is amazing. From ashes, a glory. Ukraine strikes like the mongoose on the cobra, exactly. Cobra hunters. Okay, my friends, so today I'm wearing the Vyshivanka that we're raffling. You know, I thought the person who's gonna receive it will have to wash it anyway, so why not I display it here all the time and attract more attention than it would be just hanging there, and people were wondering, like, why Rick is hanging his clothes there? It's not a wardrobe, you know? So yeah, so here it's more noticeable. There are HIMARSes there, and we're raffling it. By the way, Andreas Lach made a HIMARS flower, which is actually, yeah, a flower. This up here is a HIMARS flower, and it is created, I mean, the design of this flower is created by by Svoye brand, which is basically something of our own. You can translate Svoye as something of our own. So, base is super easy to use for me. What I had to do is just press, it was a notification in Monobank after I registered on the base. They said, okay, while I was registering, they said, just give me an access to your data on your private entrepreneur. I've given them the access, and it was like that. I connected. That's the first thing. Then, after a stream on Thursday, in like on on Friday, yeah, on Friday, I was able. Not I was able. I automatically received all the money that you've donated or rather subscribed to this, to my page or to me there on the base. All the money collected on Thursday were already on my private entrepreneur account on Wednesday, and they just extracted those 3% of commission they take for the service. So guys, first of all, it's only 3%, as I discovered there. We discovered that you cannot do it without a credit card or debit card. It doesn't matter, credit or debit card, without a card. So you need that. I'm going back there and checking what was discovered there. Just need to, yeah, first you need a credit card. Second, for Americans, you obviously need to be a customer of a really large bank. But also, Sally Luz, if I'm not mistaken, it was you who said that we could actually, yeah, so in Roller's chat on our Discord, Sally Luz said, I think it would not hurt to talk to your bank if it doesn't go through. I remember the first time I used Buy Me a Coffee, it wasn't approved. I tried again, and then I got a fraud alert text on my phone. So I called my bank, and they said somebody was trying to use my card in Europe. I said, that's me. So they went ahead and approved everything after that. It could be some banks have an extra level of protection to prevent fraud. I know my brother had to let his bank know it was him for something he bought on a different continent. If it were me, I think I would ask my bank. So guys, there's that option. You can ask your bank. I also am registering right now. It's not that easy with this one. I had to spend an hour to start my Way4Pay account, to make an agreement with them, to send them some information and stuff like that. And now they are reviewing my agreement with them if I put the data wrong, if I'm not sanctioned and stuff like that. But Donatello is also a Ukrainian tool, a Ukrainian service. It's not a tool, it's a service. Donatello, I've created tiers, but you cannot join still. The problem is you see it's going to be yeah, first you need to probably sign in with Google account or YouTube account. You've seen some other accounts there. You see there's Twitch, there's Discord, and Trovo. So you need to get in with one of them. But this tool should probably be working for more of you guys, because someone told me Way4Pay works with most of the banks. It's super known everywhere, and everyone has agreement with that. So yes, I can see you now. We can hear you. Hello.
Awesome. Howdy.
Happy to see you.
Dobre vieche, as they say here.
Yeah, доброго вечора. I like your, I would say Viking style. I like it.
Sure. This is my I just got out of the shower style is what it is.
Anyway, I mean your hairstyle in general and your beard and stuff.
Oh, thank you. I think you have more of a Viking style than me. You've got the whole, mohawk thing going on.
Shaved thing. Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, yeah,
Oh, anyway, how are you doing?
Cool. It was perfect timing. I messaged you earlier and I said, hey, could we start a little bit earlier? And it was specifically because I wanted to go to bed early.
Shit.
I was feeling like super tired. But now I had some caffeine. You know, there was too much blood in my caffeine stream was the problem.
Got
Um,
it.
so,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm happy to hear that. And then we can have a proper talk. I'm actually in a
yeah,
sleep mode today. I feel like mentally I'm okay today. I think I can think pretty quick, but
yeah.
physically I'm like, oh, I don't have power
Going down.
today. But yeah,
Yeah.
I will be here soldiering on for the next 5 hours. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. See, you are like the marathon man for sure.
I
I
know.
admire it
Thank you.
profusely. You know.
Thank you
Uh,
very much.
so we just missed each other at the Azovstal rally.
You needed to go, or
Yeah,
why?
well, because I live down here in Cherkasy Oblast,
Yeah.
so I had to catch. If I hadn't left, I left like just after 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So if I hadn't left, no, 6 p.m. No, it's more like 5 before 5:30. I think is when I left. But it was just because if I hadn't, then I wouldn't get here in time, get home in time to because I
Yeah.
had to like I had my computer and my whole studio. I actually brought it with me to Kyiv, so I had to set the whole thing up, do all that jazz. Just
Mm-hmm.
now, literally like 5 minutes ago, before I came on.
Really?
So
You're joking.
yeah. No, I said all of this. I mean, not this, but like my computer and my microphone.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes
So
before I
you're still
joined.
traveling back and forth between U.S. and Ukraine?
No. I'm in Cherkasy Oblast right now.
Yeah.
And no, I've lived here since 2019.
But
Um,
where did you bring your PC and mic from? I'm
from home,
confused.
from here in Cherkasy Oblast, where I live. I brought it to Kyiv
Ah.
because I did a live stream in Kyiv with
Mm-hmm.
one of your viewers actually.
Who
Um,
was that?
his name's Gregory, Greg Huey, and he is an American. It was last night's live stream on my channel. He's an American who basically just showed up in Kyiv with a bunch of 3D printers to just like do whatever he can, and do 3D printing and stuff. He'd be a great, maybe even a guest or something like that for you too.
Ah.
He's been here for about a month, and he just we did a live stream from his hotel room last night, and it is, he's got this tiny hotel room, not much bigger than my little pokhrib here, my underground studio, and he's just got it crammed full of 3D printers. It was so cramped that I couldn't even turn the laptop to be able to show the 3D printers.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, but he's this is something that I wish I could communicate to more Ukrainians, is how many Americans and how much those many Americans support Ukraine, and also like why we support Ukraine. I had I teach Ukrainians English, and I had another Ukrainian last week ask me, why do Americans, it's like, you guys understand why, like, why American government wants to support Ukraine, but why do individual people support Ukraine? A lot of Ukrainians don't understand that, in my personal experience. I spend a lot of time communicating that.
I know.
Obviously it's not all Ukrainians. A lot of Ukrainians totally get that, but a lot don't. So
That's strange. For example, I completely understand. Actually, I even understand it more than I understand your government, because yeah, because you are good people. You have a lot of good people, and good people will not stand aside why a nation being genocided.
exactly.
And they will do everything to help.
Right.
They will come here. They will bring 3D printers, anything, tourniquets, combat
Right.
gauze, their help, their hands. They will be volunteering, and that's understandable. This is why we have people helping us from Hungary, from Hungary in English.
Hungry. Same diff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hungary, whose government is basically our a friend of our enemy. Let's call them that way. And other countries, we even have not our community, but in general, Ukraine receives support from Russians too, because
Yeah.
there are some good people everywhere, and especially in Russia. By the way, we gotta get to, maybe you know that, maybe you've heard me saying that on the streams. 3 questions I ask Russians.
Mm.
Have you heard that?
No, I haven't.
I will get to that a bit later because it's a long topic. But getting back to your government, sometimes, especially considering the conservative part of your government, which wants to focus only on U.S. and abandon all their allies, it's even in this case it's harder to understand your
But
government.
even within that conservative half of America, Ukraine is a wedge issue. It's a divisive issue
Mm-hmm.
in conservative politics because there's about 25% of Americans in total who just don't support Ukraine, and about 50% of Republicans
Mm-hmm.
don't support Ukraine and believe all of the lies. But there's another 50% that totally supports Ukraine and thinks we need to do more. And I really feel quite strongly that if Kamala Harris's campaign can really push on the Ukraine issue, that's actually something that could divide the Republican electorate to
Mm-hmm.
say this is how we are different from Trump and JD Vance.
Mm-hmm.
We support Ukraine. If you want to support Ukraine, you can't vote for Trump. End of story.
Yeah. Would be cool. And one American actually told me that we, I'll leave him anonymous, but anyway,
Okay.
some people may figure out who that is. But anyway, he told me, not told me. Is it?
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah,
You're right.
sometimes
I'm an English teacher. I can officially correct you if need be.
Awesome. You never hesitate to do so because I always love to improve my English. I love that language and I just want to make it better. So he told me that we actually don't know if we still have the same candidates with the same anything like the set of, how do you call it, the configuration, let's call it the configuration of elections by the end of elections, like by November. Situation may change because of
Why?
different,
Because Trump might die.
one of the options, because we've seen that he
I mean,
they
not
actually
from
tried to kill him.
just from too many cheeseburgers.
Yeah, sure, but we see that events like this can happen and it can change real quick. So if the set of candidates and of powers and so on will remain the same, then yes, I think a lot of Republicans will probably have to vote blue just not to vote for Trump.
Well, I mean, in America, it's not even as much about like what percentage of voters. It's about who actually gets off their sofa and votes.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are not motivated to vote, and this is arguably what I would say was true for Democrats before Biden stepped down, is people just were probably not going to go vote because they just weren't motivated to vote for another old white man, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's all changed, which I'm happily surprised by, So
I actually also like to see it because just like on the previous, well, not previous, but the elections before the previous ones, when it was Trump against Hillary, a woman, and this time he's against Kamala, and I really want a woman to win this time, to be honest, because that misogynistic fuck should lose to a woman. It's gonna be,
the irony,
yeah, this is gonna be very ironic,
and a prosecutor at that.
Yeah, that. Well, we'll see what's gonna happen, and I don't know. I also wanted to ask you, James, some basic stuff. What were
Sure.
you doing before 2019 in the States? How did you get to Ukraine?
Yeah.
How did you spend the beginning of the full-scale invasion? And
Mhm.
yeah, because right now I know what you're doing. You're fundraising for Ukrainian army. You're
Yeah.
streaming also, practically doing the same I do, right?
More or less.
Fighting Russian propaganda and raising
Yep.
funds for Ukrainian army. Yeah,
Pretty much. Pretty
our
much.
two main activities or
Yep. Yep.
goals.
That's
Yes.
that's how it turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I get asked this by almost every Ukrainian I meet. And it usually starts out with why Ukraine? Like, why are you in Ukraine? Why did you come? So I literally on the marshrutka coming here from Kiev had this same conversation, and that's why I called my channel "Why Ukraine" for that exact reason. So yeah, so I was I obviously born and raised in America, born in California, lived in New Mexico for 15 years. Shout out Burqueños. All right. That's what we call ourselves.
Once
Um,
again, how?
Burqueños.
Turqueños?
No, bur,
Bur.
tak.
Bur.
Burqueños. Yeah,
Burqueños. Uh-huh.
yeah. So, any Burqueños out there? I know there's one Shere Khan, but I don't know if he comes on this show very often. Anyway, so yeah, so I lived in New Mexico for 15 years, and then eventually moved back to California. I'm a I've always been in the tech industry, except for a short 4 years as a school teacher. I also have like a master's degree in education, but I was mainly a network engineer, network administrator. Just worked for all kinds of computer companies, a lot of contracts. One of my last contracts was in Silicon Valley, working at the NASA Ames Research Center.
But
Um,
what's the specialty? Maybe I missed it.
a network engineer.
Network engineer. Uh-huh, got it.
Yeah. So I make the internet happen.
Yeah,
And that's
basically
actually in New
creating the
Mexico.
networks.
Yeah. In New Mexico, I did a lot of basically between Albuquerque and the Grand Canyon, you could say. I basically built the internet.
How many kilometers is this?
Jesus Christ! Somebody in the chat look that up. How many kilometers?
Maybe just miles.
In miles? It's like I don't know, maybe 600 miles east to west.
It's like
I'm guessing
at least 1,000 kilometers.
like 1,000 kilometers, but we're talking about square miles area. So from middle of Arizona to up to southern Utah. So kind of like you could say the Four Corners area. A lot of Native American Indian reservations. So I lived and worked with Native Americans for better part of 10 years.
Wow.
Mostly.
So you were how do you call it? Developing? No, not developing.
Physically building with my hands computer.
Yeah. Not that, definitely. I
Oh.
mean, you were creating the projects of the whole networks, like making the maps and all of that.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we say in America, soup to nuts. So obviously I worked with a group of team of engineers with like 3 different companies, in fact, over time. But design the survey the area, then design the network based on the survey, then help the local governments or schools sometimes find the funding to pay for those networks. Then physically go out and build the networks and then maintain them afterwards. So the whole thing.
Wait, but you won't be able to build that many networks with your hands. You probably have had
3 different companies working with different teams of engineers.
So
I mean, yeah, no, it's not something that one person could do by themselves.
yeah, of course.
I'd have to have like 10 arms and like 1,000 hours in a day. So
yeah, something like that. That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Just to clarify that,
yeah, I'd have to be like the Hindu god Shiva transforming space and time or something.
Yeah, and also, yeah, you're right about transforming space and time.
And
Exactly.
and
then,
by the way, you need to learn this lesson that my students know. Don't ever ask me a question unless you're willing to spend like 20 minutes hearing the answer.
I interrupted you though after 5 minutes, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
Well, we
was
heard
able to
half
do
of
that.
the answer, but not the second half. So
Yeah,
it was a two-part
please,
question.
please.
What were you doing in America? And then the second part of the question is, how did you get to Ukraine? Why did you come to Ukraine? That sort of.
Yes.
So I would argue that it started in 2014. I was VP of an IT company, and for several years, two of the companies that I worked for, we hired Ukrainians to do a lot of IT work for us remotely. And I was just always really impressed with Ukrainians, the work that they did. So when Maidan was happening, our employees were like at the protests, and we were watching it on the news going like, oh my God, what the hell, and they were like, normal, no big deal. We're just, you know, going down there, getting beaten by police or whatever. And and I mean, we actually gave him a raise,
Mm.
because we were like, you guys gotta, this is crazy. And anyway, I was just so impressed by that, and just impressed by Maidan in general. In America, I spent many years protesting against, for example, the Iraq War,
Mhm.
to no avail, came to nothing whatsoever. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people protesting, and Occupy Wall Street, that failed protest movement as well, which you probably have never heard of. So I was just really impressed that Ukrainians actually successfully changed their government, And so I always thought to myself, first of all, I've always wanted to move. All of my adult life, I've wanted to move to Europe, and I thought to myself, man, if I ever go to Europe, I think I want to go to Ukraine. I think I want to check that place out. So after I left NASA, I had a little bit of money, and kind of long story short, I said, you know what? I think I could invest it and probably make a bunch of money, but you know what? I think I'm just going to go to Europe and travel around for a while, and go to Ukraine and see what's there. And I pretty much was leaving permanently the United States. I mean, that was my design. But I traveled all over Northern Europe, visited most of the places I wanted to: Germany, Sweden, Norway. Those are the main places I want. And then I came to Ukraine, and eventually ran out of money, and started teaching English here, which was unexpected because I didn't think I was ever going to go back to teaching.
Mm.
Um, I thought I was going to come here and maybe start an IT company or do something like that. And I think I just didn't have the heart to do any more IT work. I needed a break from that for a while. And it
Mhm.
turns out I really enjoy teaching English here. It doesn't pay. It pays like 1/10 of what I was making in Silicon
Yeah.
Valley. But I feel I'm much more fulfilled. I choose my schedule. I have more control over
Mhm.
my life and what I'm doing, and I've never been happier, and I never looked back.
Awesome. I'm happy to
Yeah,
hear that. Okay.
Yaku.
Wella, 2.5 thousand hryvnias. Let me see. So it's probably a donation. Wella. Yeah, it's a donation without any comment. So Wella, you gotta let us know in the, well, how do you call it? In the chat, in the YouTube chat, what it is meant for. Thank you. Sorry, James, for interrupting you. Please
No,
continue.
I was done. I'm good. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So
What state are you from? California?
yeah, I was born in California, and I lived in New
New
Mexico and
Mexico.
Arizona.
For 12 or 15 years?
15 years in Albuquerque, in New Mexico,
Mhm.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. The
And
famous
then
one from Breaking Bad. Yeah.
yes, yeah, Breaking Bad. I was a science teacher in Albuquerque when that movie came out, or series rather came out. And in fact, if you've seen this series, then you know he goes out to like an Indian reservation in the desert, to cook meth. Um, that's the Indian reservation where I was a teacher,
Nice.
and I actually owned a motorhome in Albuquerque. And so when that show came out, I was like, oh my God, I have to get out of here. They're following me with a camera. I I had been thinking, like, man, what would happen if I got cancer or something? I couldn't support my family. Maybe I have a whole laboratory. I'm a science teacher. Maybe I should just make drugs. And then the show came out, and I thought, oh my God, they're reading my mind.
Yeah, so they did. They read your mind. Great TV show, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It hits a little too close to home for me, unfortunately.
You were teaching science before you worked in Silicon Valley, or
Correct.
at the same
yes.
time?
So I was an IT person. I worked in the computer industry. Then I got my degree. I got my master's in education, became a computer teacher and science, and then realized that really sucked, and went back to doing IT as a network.
So you like did a break for teaching?
Yeah, for like 4 years.
3 years?
And then I designed computer networks mostly for schools. And then I basically taught teachers to teach. They say that if you can't do, you teach, and if you can't even do that, then you teach teachers to teach. So,
well, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good job. There was a cool question from Cass in the chat. James, how well do you speak Ukrainian?
Like a 3-year-old child. To be honest, I know a lot of individual words, but I don't understand the grammar at all. All of my friends, they don't want to speak Ukrainian with me because it's like a free English lesson.
Yeah. Exactly.
With my family here in Cherkasy Oblast, they speak like Surjik, which is like a kind of a mixture of Russian and Ukrainian. Yeah. And I never know, and sometimes they don't even know which words are Russian and which ones are Ukrainian. I mean, I know my Dobre Ranok versus Dobre Utra, but Harasho, I just discovered, is Russian.
Is Russian, yeah.
I was in the west of Ukraine, and I said Harasho to somebody, and they were like, no, it's Dobre.
Dobre, it should be Dobre. Never say that word here again. Something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guys, the famous oppression of the Russian-speaking people in Ukraine, it's here. It's real.
Yeah, really.
We did that. James were put into a torture camp.
That's right. That's why I'm down. That's why I'm underground in this pokrib here.
Yeah, they actually let him stream for a few hours, and then they keep torturing him there.
Back to the rack. Yep.
Rick should have a Ukrainian word phrase of the day to help us learn.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I like this idea. So let me think. Today we used some word with Ruslan Igorovich, and it was, let me remember, what was it? Duля z makom. Do you know this one? Do you know what this?
No. What does it mean?
What this gesture means? Do you know?
This means I've got your nose.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. I did that to my wife earlier today because she was feeling sad at the Azovstal protest, and so I walked up to her and I went, I've got your nose.
Ah, you mean this?
We do that. Yeah. We do this with little kids. Why? Does it mean something else here?
Here in Ukraine, when you want to say to someone, like, it is the ancient thing. We don't do this anymore. Like, modern Ukrainians don't do this. But back in the days, maybe I'm not sure if it's a Ukrainian thing or Russian, but I actually don't know. We gotta learn the origins. But we say, we show you this, make a mean face, and say, we won't give you anything. Like, you won't get anything. Like, dulu z makom. So this gesture is called dula.
It looks really weird in the camera. I have to say. It looks rather obscene, frankly. I don't know.
Yeah. So this one is called dula, and it's like fuck you, like a middle finger.
Yeah.
But like more childish or gentle one. Like, it's not that that rude. It is still to say to someone that you won't get much here, but it's not all. This is dula, but we say z makom. Mak is puppy. But puppy, the eatable puppy. The not puppy
No,
like
no,
the
no.
dog. Poppy.
Poppy. Yeah,
Poppy.
poppy like the flower.
The flower. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're in the wrong country if you want to eat a puppy.
Yeah. The eatable grains, the black ones. So basically I don't know why it is with Mark, why Dula has to be with Poppy. Not Poppy. What's the difference in pronunciation of Poppy and Poppy?
So this sound like puppy.
Uh-huh.
This sound doesn't really exist in the Ukrainian or really Slavic languages, I think. And also the short I sound I, and actually kind of don't exist. So I spend a lot of time like teaching my wife the difference between sheets and shits.
Shits, yeah,
So
yeah, I
when
know.
she's gonna change the sheets on the bed, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna change the shits on the bed. Why are there shits on the bed?
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Okay, so people ask me to put it in the chat in Ukrainian. How do I spell it? Dula z makom. Here it is. And Nikki, thank you for sending me the message from Wella. Wella said, was testing donating via base, but forgot to write a comment. Yes, for fundraisers, 1 ticket for me, please. Rest to rollers. How much was it in dollars? Because it shows up in hryvnias. This is why it's hard for me. Well, it's not hard to count, but it's better you tell me how much was it in dollars.
I'm constantly converting back and forth.
Yeah.
But I can't do. You were talking earlier about it's just arithmetic. You need to understand how far behind American education is in terms of mathematics in general compared to not just to Europe but to Ukraine specifically. I would say that people in Ukraine are just better at math all around. Their English might suck. It's crazy that most Ukrainians have 10 years of English, and if they can say London is the capital of Great Britain, it's a good day.
Yeah. You mean 10 years of English in school?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Because some of them just don't practice and they forget.
Well, it's also outdated teaching methodologies.
You're right.
Japan has the same problem. They also teach English for at least 10 years, and the fluency rate is like 1 to 2% in Japan, and it has to do with how they teach, not
So how do I say puppy?
You gotta get the
pronounce it
like you're gargling. Poppy. There you go.
Poppy.
Yeah.
So
poppy.
The poppy here it goes together with dula. You need to eat it with dula. So basically this is an old stuff that we usually don't say. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, it came out today for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because Ruslan Ihorovich is a teacher and he didn't want to swear in front of his student. He was standing on Free Azov rally together with him there. Yeah. So he said Dulas Makom or something like that. And I was like,
nice.
Guys, I need to explain this one to you. So this is a phrase, Ukrainian phrase of the day, guys. You all gotta learn it, and on the next lesson, meaning next week, you gotta send me
we've got homework.
Voice messages on my Discord pronouncing that phrase.
Dula z makom.
Dula z makom. Dula z makom. Dula z makom. Well done, James. Well done.
Yeah.
I'm
told my pronunciation is good, but my grammar is terrible. So.
Try to tell me something in Ukrainian.
Oh, pizgets.
You can say пиздец also if you want.
Oh, pizgets, yeah. Let's see. The one I probably use the most is ви розмовляєте англійською?
Угу.
You
Так, я
know?
розмовляю англійською. Ні, так.
Oh, yeah, great, because I don't speak Ukrainian very well. Oh, ні розмовляю українською дуже добре.
Ага. You?
Pretty close. I don't speak Ukrainian very well.
Не розмовляю. That's what you said.
Yeah.
But you said ми, and that what confused me. Yeah.
Ni. I was saying
ні.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this case you gotta say не. Не розмовляю.
Oh, it's ne.
Не розмовляю. When you say, when you take an adverb, you need to change ni for ne.
Oh, really?
When you use it in front of the adverb. And
Okay,
actually,
because I've heard that. I've heard people say ne, but I didn't. I thought it was more of a dialect thing.
oh wait, it's not just adverb. I think ni exists only when you say it like one word to say no to something. Like, do you want
Oh.
something? And you say ni.
Ni.
But
So
when
it's connected to another sentence, it's ne.
yes, not even the sentence, to any word, like not, for example, not black, not white, не білий, не чорний.
Ne stalo.
Yeah, it's always ne.
Ne holodets.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's it. Yeah.
I say ne salo and ne holodets a lot. Let me tell you, because
you don't like it.
I do not. My family here, my wife's mother is always trying to get me to eat, salo and holodets. Like, I'm not gonna be a true Ukrainian until I kiss the salo.
Yeah,
So-
you gotta. Do you like maybe the salo that is put on bread, the one that
the
is?
spreadable stuff with garlic. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay. That's
Okay.
okay. But just straight up like a slab of pig fat. Nah.
Yeah, for
Nah.
for Americans. Yeah. Now you gotta say ni.
Oh, sorry.
wait.
We are the knights who say ni.
Yeah,
Yes.
but when actually there's
Somebody in the chat
actually
just said,
like
Great joke. The knights who say ni. That's a Monty Python joke, which I won't. We shall not utter here. Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that you gotta say. Wait. What I was thinking of. Sorry, man.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. You can still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard this yeah before.
There is
When do I
ne.
say?
Yeah, there is ne, there is ni, but there's also nya. So instead of ni, you can say nya. It's like a surjik. It's a surjik
Oh,
one.
okay. All right.
So
all right.
because there's a Russian fucking Russian world, fuck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there is. You don't want it, but okay.
yeah, I don't want it. I wanted to say Russian word нет.
Oh yes.
Нет.
Yeah. Of course.
So we Ukrainians took T out, and it's не. It's just не. So it's kind of Ukrainian version of the Russian word нет, which means no, basically.
Yeah.
And I see.
I'm taking the T out right now. Actually.
Awesome. What tea do you have there?
Yes, this is random African American tea. So,
African American tea?
sorry, I'm sorry. I meant it's random black tea. I don't know.
got
Tetley
it,
or who knows?
you got to change that word for those two words. Got it.
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's a good one. I like it.
It's half my family's black, so I like to, give them a little shit sometimes.
How
Just
how does it happen?
how does that happen?
Yeah, because
magic.
yeah.
Harry Potter magic.
Did you? I
Yeah,
won't even,
let's see.
assume.
So my son's mother was black, and two of my stepmothers are black.
Mm-hmm. Two
Yeah.
of your stepmothers are
Yeah,
black.
so I really am not sure how many brothers I have, but half of them are black. I
Okay. Well, that's
like at least 7, maybe 8. I can't keep track.
That's
It's a lot.
interesting. Why do you
Yeah.
gotta give him hell with that? Because they give hell to you because you're
Oh, of
white?
course. Yeah. No, they're the better half of my family, to be honest. I like them the most. So, but
That's cool.
yeah, they're super cool.
I like
Yeah.
it.
The least boring part of my family. Let's put it that way. This Thursday, I'm going to go to a city in Cherkasy here, a small town in Cherkasy, and teach drones to teenagers. And like last year, for example, before I joined the Legion, I actually did 2 week-long drone camps for teenagers. Flying, repairing, hacking drones. Anyway, so I've been asked to go at this program that I just sent you. I've been asked to give like an introductory course for kids here in Cherkasy Oblast, and if nothing else, if I don't end up joining Angry Birds or Azov or the International Legion, I might just become a teacher in this program. Now, you will notice that these are like we would say civil defense classes for teenagers. Is what this program is. And I'm curious, and I've spoken about this program on my live stream, but I'm curious what you, as a Ukrainian, think about, because Ukraine used to have these kinds of, back in like the Soviet Union, used to have these kinds of courses for high school age students, where they had to like take apart an AK-47 and maybe they had to shoot one or something like that. And it was a little bit of propaganda, rah rah for the fatherland or
We
whatever.
even had it in Ukraine when I was at school. We had it in the classes, I would say from 9th to 11th.
Yeah.
So, but not classes, grades, not grades. What's the word for class? Like a
ninth grade.
Grade,
Ninth
yeah.
to 11th grade.
Yeah, I actually said grade, but then I thought,
Right.
wait, grade is what teacher gives you for being
Right, but
good or bad.
Yeah, strangely, we use the same word for 2 different things.
Yeah.
Typical English. So this you could think of as kind of an iteration of that, which I think a lot of people in Ukraine don't have the best impression of. It's like kind of patriotic propaganda, which Ukrainians, being obstinate individualists, often really actually don't like this. And I kind of agree in the sense that I think that this sort of training should be going towards adults. Like, there's a lot more adults who might be going into the army who need this kind of stuff. And it's very interesting that so this is going to be rolled out. This is going to be rolled out to over 2,000 cities this school year.
Oh.
Like, this is a huge freaking program.
Oh.
Okay.
2,000 schools?
Yes, correct.
Crazy.
Now, this is being done separately from the school system. And if you scroll through that link, you'll see that it's being done in conjunction with a bunch of different organizations. The first one on the list is My Butni.
My Butni. I think I've heard some of it. Let me open it on the screen. Yeah,
Okay.
now people will be able to see it.
So this is really almost more of like a planning document. So you can see the different organizations. You've got Molfar, Azov,
Victory Drones.
Yeah,
Solomensky Kotiki. I've been going the medical training with Solomensky Kotiki.
Yeah. Right. So this is all being developed in conjunction with all of these organizations. But My Butni was the organization tasked with overall, I guess, control over this whole thing.
Sorry, I was laughing just now because the this notification from Monobank Base, it actually reads out loud with auto dictor, or I don't know, it's dictating the message there.
Uh-huh.
So it was the song, the Rickroll. It
Oh,
was never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
never going to give you up. Never going to let you down.
Yeah,
Nice.
and she said it with a Ukrainian accent, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
So
that is
that's
funny.
pretty funny. We had before, when we had Buy Me a Coffee, you can actually set the sound, any sound on notification. And I set our song, the Rick Roller song, it is Never Gonna Give You Up. And every time people were sending coffees, buying coffees, I was singing Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down. Now people will probably start putting that message there for it to read it out loud.
Oh my gosh.
So that's
You may
pretty
have
funny.
you've created a monster.
Yeah, we did. That was funny. Haha, it worked, says Paul D. Yeah, it did. Okay, man. So this program is, yeah, I see many awesome organizations
Yeah.
are going to be working on that. And yeah, so
So
if you join this one, this
I
will
am
be
a
cool.
teacher, or I have been a teacher with my Botany school.
Mm-hmm.
And so they pulled this program together. Actually, while I was taking a break, and this all started like the government came to them like late April, May, and they said, "Can you make this happen?" And they basically did, which is pretty crazy. What's interesting about my Botany is they are a democratic school.
Mm-hmm. That's what I see there. Yeah, Democratic School, which for 10 years is working with the topics of civil. No, громадянсько is more like, damn it, citizen. Like a citizen and national identity for teenagers.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
cool.
one way of putting it. I would just say that they're a school that practices democracy. So the students choose. They don't just choose their own classes. They hire and fire teachers. They set budgets. They
Wow.
have full control over the school, and it's an amazing school, and it's run very well.
Wow, that's
As are most democratic schools.
insane. So that's like a regular school for kids, but it has these rules, right? So
Yeah. The kids
ooh.
set the rules. The kids handle, like school discipline, for example. And it's kindergarten through 12th grade, or 11th grade, rather. Well, this is probably a good opportunity for me to
Finally go and sleep. Yeah.
Yep, to go to bed. So, thank you, everybody.
Thank you
Do
very much,
побачення.
James. Do побачення.
There's
And
no place like home.
when you're gonna be in Kiev, let me know.
Yeah,
Because I would like to meet you in person.
For sure. Yeah, who knows when I come up to Petrivci.
Petrivci, yeah. By the way, I'm gonna contact you tomorrow.
Yeah. Send me all the contact information for that. It'll be great.
Thank you, James. I was happy to have you here today.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
It was finally. It was nice to finally have chat with you, like a proper chat, because
it was worth sacrificing the sleep.
Yeah, thank you. For me too.
All right. Well, Доброй ночи.
Yeah, на добраніч and слава Україні, my friend.
Mm-hmm. All right. Slava Ukraini.
Героям
slava.
Yeah. Okay. It was nice to have James. I like his sense of humor, and in general, he's a good man. And really trying to get to Ukrainian army, but it's not working out. Maybe he's destined to do something else. Go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just spin it. Whatever number it gives. This is the winner. 522. Let's go check who that is. 522. 522. Alvin Archer. From Laura S. The winning ticket. Elvin Archer, my congratulations. We have a winner. Elvin Archer is getting this awesome Vyshivanka. Let me show it to you once again. Pretty cool, right? Oh my fucking god, I won. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Rollers. Awesome. Yeah, this is really awesome. I'm happy for you. Elvin Archer. Hooves. Well done, Rick. Please thank your auntie for us. I will. I will also tell her that, guys, 746 tickets were bought. That means we raised actually minus $450 with this Vyshivanka because we had $450 for the painting. We just used those money to buy tickets too. So basically $7,010 were raised with this Vyshivanka. She will be happy to hear that because that's a shitload of money. And the progress bar will update now. I think so. Let's see. The historical moment. It just updated. We're on 100%. That was a big sum of money, guys. 11,000. No. This one is more than 10,000, like 10,500 approximately dollars. We can actually celebrate right now. Please open the champagne and I don't know, put on some music. And I'm donating it. And the progress bar will update now, and we're gonna be on 110,000. Come on, update. It just updated. We're on 110,596 hryvnias on 36%. This is an awesome result. And I really am proud of you, rollers. And I really love to see this result because I didn't really hope for this one. Well, somewhere deep down I hoped for it, but could not imagine I could, actually. Anyway, I'm really happy. Okay, my friends. It's time to finish the stream. Thank you. That was a tremendously good stream. Yeah, Lettercat, you're right. That's the indicator. Live long and prosper, my friends. And I won't say donate, because you will donate. As you magically did today. Thank you. It's just magical. Thank you. Sleep well too. And I love to see all of those emojis. Yeah, Danielle. Thank you. I love you too, guys. You know that. Slava rollers. Yeah. We love you too. Yeah. Okay. Now I need to press the damn stream button. Slava Ukraini. Героям слава.